Welcome to What the or as they call it here at KMVT, your bathroom and medical marijuana break between Stranger Music and Project Coda. Let's get a preview of tonight's show from Scott Birch in the newsroom. Scott, what do we have in store for tonight's show?
Jim, as usual, it is completely disgusting and over the top. That's why we're all here. So, issue number 1, want a big brain, head north. So I guess the latitude of someone depends on how smart they are. Hey, Jim, buddy, I think you were born in Antarctica, pal. Issue number 2, shrinking brains may be cost of a long life. Well, Jim, so now tell me this. Are you going to be stupid or are you going to live a long time? You're going to have to choose. Issue number 3, young at heart, moms mimic teen daughter's style. So essentially, they all saw American Pie, now they all want to be MILFs. But the fact is, they really can't be because, well, they're old. And our last issue, hooked on shopping, blame it on your mom. It's all genes after that. So now women need an excuse to go shopping and they want to blame something else on their mom. I have a feeling a lot of therapist bills are going to go sky up.
Thanks a lot, Scott. We'll see you at the end of the show. Okay, they could solve all the world's problems if only someone would ask them. Let's meet our guests. In the rightmost chair, it's library worker Jenna Christ. She's so adorable, they now describe babies as Christable. In the middle chair, it's nurse and member of the comedy troops of Urban Squirrel, Frankie J. She's so sharp pins ask each other how many angels can dance on her head. In between them, it's the host of the award-winning show King's Connection. It's Rusty King. If gregariousness was an animal hide, taxidermists would stuff him before they mounted him. Finally, sitting next to me, it's former Starbucks and Pete's barista and professional midget cage fighter James Ilg. If sardonic wit was a garbage can, I'd stick my junk in him. Issue number 1. If you live closer to the pole, will your brain have a chance of being on the honor roll? Does a higher latitude mean a higher IQ? Researchers at Oxford University have found out why the farther you live from the equator, the bigger your brain gets. They now suspect that the closer you live to the poles, have a bigger brain to see better. Research has found that the amount of light that reaches the Earth's surface decreases the higher one goes up in latitude. They reason that in order to compensate, both eyeballs and brain regions linked with vision might increase in size. However, they also concluded that the larger brain size does not necessarily translate into a higher IQ. For further comment, we turn to Whiskey, our correspondent at McMurdo Bay, Antarctica. Whiskey, your thoughts? Yeah, Whiskey may not need to use the litter box, but he never flushes. Yeah, so is how smart that cat is. All right. Jen, I'm going to start with you. You buying this or not?
I didn't know cats could do that.
No, not that.
I thought it was a kangaroo.
Whether or not living closer to higher up in latitude makes you smarter, bigger brain or not.
I'm still distracted by the cat.
I have an opinion.
Obviously, she lives in Salinas. So
yeah,
Rusty.
It's pretty easy to get a little more fact on that. Going further north, Santa Claus, right? He'd have to be the smartest man on Earth at the North Pole.
All right.
You with me so far? All the chimneys.
Now here you go. He's not smart enough that there's a front door. He's still going down the chimneys, yet he knows where all the naughty girls are.
He knows where all the naughty girls
go either way.
Okay.
Right? What do you think?
Does he actually go where the naughty girls are? Or just knows where they are?
Well, he has a list.
He gives
the
list.
He's got the list.
Well, so he
does he go where the naughty boys are?
No.
Why are you asking me? Why immediately you think, ask Rusty to clarify this? He's never called on me.
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah, but you're the guy talking about the old men and
wait a minute, Rusty. Let's take your theory a little further.
Okay.
Who else lives at the North Pole?
Mrs. Claus.
So is she the second smartest person on the planet?
I'm sitting between two women and I can't really say no.
You can't?
What about the elves?
What about the elves?
And the elves.
Ooh.
And the reindeers. But they're not humans.
They're not humans.
So I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So, all right, Frankie, you buying this?
Brain.
San Diego. You're from San Diego.
We ate her brain.
San Diego.
We're going to get letters. We're just going to get letters. You buying this or not?
I'm not sure. Santa Claus has to be extremely smart in order to be able to, and have acute sight in order to see all those chimneys at night. In the middle of the night, this man is flying around. So
Sure.
possibly.
Carrot eater.
James?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So the study was in Oxford, kind of north. Why didn't they do the study in Quito, Ecuador?
Well, James, so I assume you're buying this, right?
Buying it to the extent of, like, as you get closer to poles, your eyesight gets better. Yeah, I've visited a few places that had poles, and yeah, my eyesight got a lot better.
So you're not buying this in terms of bigger brain, right?
Oh, yeah, no. But at the time, I thought my brain was pretty big, but no.
Well, no, because you grew up in Fresno.
Yeah. We're trying not to, like, let that out.
All right. So if this is true, would this explain the difference between the IQs of people from San Francisco versus Los Angeles?
They have IQs in LA?
We're going to get letters.
Are they even measurable in Los Angeles?
Ooh, yeah, there you go.
All right. Well, okay.
Bay Area bias.
All right. Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, since this is a Bay Area bias, would this explain the difference between San Francisco and Silicon Valley? Kind of stumped you there,
no
didn't it?
idea.
By the way, you grew up in LA, didn't you?
Exactly.
LA has Silicon
That
Valley.
explains so much.
That explains a lot, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
But I've stumped you. I've stumped all
Yeah.
you Northern Californians here, right? Except for San Diego.
Lots of-
Yeah, you haven't stumped me, and you never
Susie
will.
fans.
There you go. All right.
LA has Silicon Valley.
All right, that's true, but I don't think that really
I don't
counts.
know in order it just wasn't funny. Now I know for
No,
sure.
that's latitude, not longitude. I think that's latitude, not longitude, because I think silicone might give you more longitude, not latitude.
Well, probably need a little latitude on this segment.
There you go. All right, let's go on to issue number 2. If you go gray, will your brain matter go away? A new study finds that human brains get smaller with age, while brains of our closest primate relatives, chimpanzees, do not. The finding suggests that human lifespan isn't just an extended version of the lifespan of other mammals, but that humans seem to experience old age in a unique way. In old age, the human brain shrinks in overall size by 10 to 15%. They speculate that humans evolved larger brains to cope with longer childhood and thus also had more to lose. Also, humans, unlike other mammals, live well beyond their reproductive years. So the fact that we only lose 10 to 15% was considered remarkable. For more, we turn to Nala, QA tester from Apple. Nala, your thoughts?
What is that phone doing?
You know, Nala got a higher score than me. Damn that monkey.
Reminded me of Vegas.
There you go.
She must be from northern longitudes.
I don't think there's that many monkeys in northern latitudes, but
Migrated.
Northern longitude.
Yeah.
latitudes.
Exactly.
Eskimo monkey.
There you go.
thought I
All
could
right,
do
James,
that.
I'm going to start with you.
Eskimo monkey.
Now you're not the
monkey.
oldest person at this table, so I'll start with you. You're probably in the middle, but anyway, so you buying this?
Really? I feel like I'm the oldest here. I don't know. I'm trying to rub my two remaining brain cells together here to come up with an answer to that. But do they shrink? Does your brain shrink as you get older? Yeah, I think so. More of a function of Scott would have an idea of why they shrink when you get older.
Okay, it's not the alcohol you had in your 20s,
No. It's the
or whatever Rusty had in his 20s.
I had it all.
twice, right? Yeah.
He had my share too.
Yeah, you're sure too. So, Rusty, you buying this?
I have an old joke.
Oh, which is?
You know you're old when I forget how the rest goes.
There you go.
It's happening
See,
already.
I'm so old that's funny.
So the punchline was in the 10 to 15% that left, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Frankie, buying it?
Yeah, I'm totally buying it. I'm finding that as I'm working, my use of little sticky notes in all sizes and in all colors has increased in the last 2 years. The older I get, the less I remember.
Well, that's just memory, not as opposed to just your brain getting smaller.
I'm sure it is.
It's got to be part of it because
That's gotta be part
if
of
I
it.
don't have a list when I'm going to do something in the day, or going to the store, if I don't have a list, I can forget it.
Okay.
Right. I can forget who I talked to.
All right, Jenna, I'm guessing
What's
you're the
your name?
youngest person at this table. So what do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, Miss Big Brain person over there.
No,
Can I borrow a synapse?
Mexico. Mexico.
What about Mexico?
No. We're thinking you grew up in Mexico.
Oh, no,
Closer
no,
to the
Ecuador.
Ecuador, there you go.
Ecuador.
Same place.
So what, you buying this?
Mexico,
It
Ecuador.
sounds really fascinating. I'm really interested in the results. I mean, we wonder why aging affects people's cognitive abilities. So this could be a great insight into it.
So do you think, would Santa Claus be happy or sad to hear this news? Now, he lives at the North
He
Pole.
must be really old.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
how long
yeah.
has Santa been, passing out his wares with his reindeer? A long time.
It seems like it.
So
It's
he
all
He must be
tying
like a
together.
pea brain.
So he
This is
lives
a
at the
good
place where his
show.
brain would be the biggest, but
that's
he's really
why
old.
he lives at the North Pole, to counteract the aging issue.
Makes
The
sense.
shrinking
Well,
brain.
could it be that old people's brains shrink because as they get older, they move south?
They do that.
Like Florida?
Florida, yeah.
I never thought of that.
Wow, the things
We'll
what an
apologize
education
for
for
Florida,
South.
preemptively.
South Florida is North America.
Yeah, but it's still pretty far south latitude.
Okay.
Further south than where we are now.
Especially when you get down to the tip.
All right.
Our answers raise questions.
They do.
This requires further study.
Yes.
All right. So
Let's write an article.
there you go. So Rusty,
Yes.
knowing this, if this is true, is this something to look forward to in old age or something to dread? Yeah.
Did you need to take that call?
No, that's all right.
you want to buy a vowel?
No, that's all right.
Do you want a short answer?
Yeah, give me a short one. Yeah, give me
I forgot the question.
Oh, okay. Well, then we'll leave it with that. I think that's all right.
Figures.
Let's see here. Oh, is that the? Oh, that's right. Let's go to our first break. Okay, we're back from our break. Issue number 3. Is it 13 going on 30 or 30 going on 13? A new study for the Journal of Consumer Behavior, love their crossword puzzles, by the way, finds that teen daughters are much more likely to influence their mom's sense of style than the other way around. Teen daughters resist dressing like their mothers, while moms who feel younger than their age and express that feeling by buying the same clothes and products as their daughters. When mothers see their daughters as stylish, they're likely to mimic their look. Daughters, however, were not keen on imitating their mothers, even when the teens perceived themselves to be older than their years or saw their moms as stylish. For more on the cougar phenomenon, we turn to our fashion correspondent, Lion S. Take it away, Lion.
Yeah, what do you think, Trenton?
Well, I guess Lion was a little distracted by the Cubs there, but but hopefully that little boy learns to stay away from the Cougars, right?
At least
I
that
think that's
one.
a future Siegfried, or was it Roy?
I don't know, but all right, Frank, I'm going to start with you. You buying this or not?
Absolutely. I think it's ridiculous to go to the mall and see some of these women dressing like the teenagers that are standing next to them. They look stupid.
Okay. All right. So you actually have seen women in their 40s dressed
Women
like
in
their
their
teenagers.
40s trying to dress like their teenage daughters, yes. And women in their 30s that shouldn't be dressing like teenagers.
Okay. So you are buying it. You just don't like it.
That's right.
Jenna?
Yeah, we have like a youth culture, where we emphasize young people and their stylishness, and new things are always coming out, and the teenagers are the early adopters. And so if you're older and you want to look hip and happening, I could totally see you wanting to emulate the youth culture in general and your daughter in particular.
Do you do that? I know you don't have a daughter, but do you imitate teenagers?
Well, I work on a college campus.
Right.
So sometimes I'm walking around campus and I see a girl wearing some really hot boots, or like, oh, I need those boots. So yes, I see it happening in myself. I mean, I try not to dress stupidly, but
Okay, so what are the
Sometimes.
young people wearing these days?
you really want to
Please
know.
tell us.
Boots are really popular. Ugg boots aren't as popular as they used to be. Those sort of gladiator sandals,
Are you taking
super
notes?
popular.
I'm kind of curious.
I guess I mostly pay attention to the footwear.
Okay. You're all looking down, right?
Tight jeans seem to be more popular than it used to be baggy.
Oh,
years
okay. So the
back.
muffin tops are coming back?
Accurate.
Is that the
Yeah.
explanation for muffin tops?
Tight pants? Yeah,
Yeah.
the pants don't fit.
All right. Rusty, you buying this?
I'm buying it. I'm a little worried about one thing. I'm afraid it's going to lead to grandmothers dressing like mothers, and that's going to get a little silly.
What do mothers dress like?
Well, they're going to want to feel younger as the grandmothers, so they're going to knock off 20 years, 30 years by dressing like mothers. And then great-grandmothers dressing like grandmothers to be younger. I don't think it's healthy.
It's like a domino effect of youthful dress.
Yeah, it's going to keep on going.
I just saw great grandmothers just dress up dead. With the strippers at the funeral. Right? All right, James. How about you?
I was going to totally opt out of this topic because I have no fashion consciousness whatsoever. However, I do have to comment on what Rusty said about the mothers of the mothers. And just a really bad image flashed in my mind about going to the beach and seeing grandmothers in thongs. I'm like, yeesh. Trying to get that out.
Well, it makes sense because the grandmother is looking at the mother, who's looking at the teenage daughter who's wearing the thong.
Stop it!
Oh my
Great
gosh.
grandma looks at
Trying to get
grandma
this out
looks
of my
at
mind.
and
It's-
soon the thong has penetrated the family.
They're all dressing like teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
Yuck!
Rusty, you're a musician part-time, right?
Yes.
So you have groupies.
Well, it goes without saying. You're being redundant.
Some
but
of them are
anyway.
legal, right?
So,
Yes.
how do your groupies dress?
Well, I know when I turned 50, I had to move up to 20-year-olds, so I can't comment on teenagers. But the less the better is the general.
So you don't have 40-year-old groupies dressed like 13-year-olds?
No, not as of yet. But
But you're working on it, right?
oh yeah,
So you're in the Tom Jones category.
it's
You're-
a work in
you're
progress.
Tom
There you
Jones
are.
category groupies.
Yes.
So you're old when they start throwing their underwear, their diapers at you instead of their underwear.
yes.
Has that happened to you yet?
Not yet, but I'm looking forward
You're
to
looking
it.
forward to it.
Maybe
Just
tonight's
hopefully
show.
it's baby diapers and not, depends.
Depends, exactly.
Rusty,
Then
you
you
end
can
up there.
look really
It might be good
ruined
for you
it.
if they throw the pens at you. You don't have to buy them anymore.
You're kind of
right?
ruining the whole reason I went into music.
All right. Issue number 4. When it comes to shopping, is it mommy see Bunny do? European department store Debenhams has determined that shopping is a learned behavior. So it may be women's mothers that make them like shop so much. Damn, I can't read the teleprompter. The department store determined that clothes for baby girls outsell those of boys by a fifth, and that by age 4, girls have 20% more clothes than boys, which I assume is also a fifth. Why did I even write that? Anyway, since mothers buy most of their clothes for their children, folks at Debenhams concluded that they instinctively instill a much greater need for clothes in their daughters from a very young age. One wonders what they're instilling in their sons.
Think you're better than me, Paul? Do you think just because you're hanging here all day, you're higher than me, you're better than me? Yeah, well, I want to you're not. I'm a bodyguard. I can think. Yeah, you are not better than me at all. Yeah, I'll teach you.
Thanks, Mom.
He taught him, that's for sure.
Fear of inanimate objects.
Some sort of lesson was learned. I'm not sure
Wow.
what.
Don't pick a fight with a punching bag. There you go.
How to dial 911 real
All right,
fast.
Frankie, I'm going to start with you. You buying this?
Yeah, I think so because it seems like my mother had a wonderful sense of style and grace in stores. She could pick stuff out of the rack that looked horrible and put it on me, and it looked fabulous. But
Did you inherit that?
I hope so.
Okay.
And that, but I'm sure if I had a little brother,
All right.
I don't think my mother would have spent as much time with my brother. I think it would have been more, well, we have to get this kid 2 shirts and three pairs of slacks and shoes to match, so that's fine.
Or just spending more of her time just getting him to take a bath, right?
That could have been it too. Right.
Jenna, you buying this?
Yeah, I think so. It makes sense. It seems like there's this emphasis in women in having a variety of clothes and looking nice, and with men it seems, a little simpler. I can't say for sure, I'm not one, but there is definitely an emphasis in making the woman look nice and look good. And
why is that, you think?
Why is that?
I mean, we know Rusty's a very Natalie tired guy here, so why do you think mothers spend more time dressing their daughters than their sons?
I think it's part of the gender divide. I mean, we emphasize, caretaking roles with little kids, take care of this stuffed toy, take care of this dolly. With the boys, it's playing with trucks, and this is more work-oriented. And with little girls, it's, dress nice, look nice. I mean, little girls plan their wedding. I mean, they play wedding with Barbies. I mean, it's all about gender roles and inculcating them into the kids' psyche.
Okay.
We're not talking about what you did last week.
Last week, all the time.
Well, Rusty, you buying this?
Well, I think they need a test control group, which would be gay men. I'm willing to volunteer.
Okay.
We knew you
for
would.
whatever it takes. But seriously, wouldn't that make sense? They would be right in between the male and the female idea. When it comes to fashion, you got to admit, gay guys.
Well, how do you know a kid is gay?
Oh, we're talking children, huh?
Yeah, we're talking children.
We don't.
So we kind of blow that there.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, what you do
think
is
way
you just
back, Rusty.
get a big...
What traits did you have that gave you an idea?
You get a big enough study sample.
Yes.
You track them until they grow up.
Yes.
You track their behaviors, and you find out when they come out of the closet, or if they ever go into one. You find out what they're like in the future, and then you can correlate your results. There you go. Bada bing, bada bing, bada boom.
I do remember at 10 years old, what do you want for Christmas? It was 2 shirts. One was the Daniel Boone one with the lace on the front that was like brown suede, and the other was a green velour with a zip up. And I got
but
both.
They didn't have flowers.
Didn't have flowers yet. That was still coming. Got them both for Christmas and didn't know which one I wanted to wear. I was so excited. 10 years old. So I alternated them back and forth through the whole day.
Who would have
known? That's true.
Right?
That's absolutely fine.
I love that story. Thank you for
All right,
listening.
James, I got 20
Thank you for sharing.
I got 20 seconds left this segment, so I'll give you the last word.
Oh, yeah, women buy more clothes. Yes.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, insight. Any insight.
Because
In
they
2
can,
words or
and
less.
guys couldn't care less.
Okay.
Except for Rusty's mom.
All right. We are done with our segment, so let's go
gosh.
to our second break.
What?
All right, welcome back from our break. It's fact-checking time, so, hey, Scott, where'd we go wrong?
As usual, you went wrong right off the end of a cliff, as usual. Yeah, Rusty, you're sitting there talking about Santa Claus. I hate to tell you, man, but that wasn't Santa Claus. You've been drinking too much. You've fallen off the wagon again. And I just want to let you guys know, as a fellow former Los Angelino, it is no longer called Silicon Valley, Rusty, but it has been renamed to Saline Solution City.
That's true.
Okay. And now, considering that you're all sitting here discussing how smart everyone is, the further north you are, and because you're further north than Los Angeles, the fact you guys are discussing Santa Claus is probably a huge epic fail. So now here's the thing. James, I hate to tell you this, but Jenna is actually the oldest. It's just with your age, your eyesight has gone now.
You should have taken the medical marijuana for the glaucoma.
Yeah, I know. I took it for something else, damn it.
And James, I know you were really concerned about my brain shrinking, but the reality is that my brains only shrink in cold water. So, and here's the thing, and what I think is really hilarious is, especially being all north with your big brains, you know what? Big shocker. Old people like warm weather. My mind has been blown.
No, that's the other head.
Okay, well, okay.
That's the one that shrinks in water there. Isn't that right, Scott?
That is true. That is true. Okay, here's my question. So, Frankie, so you're in addressing your age. So you're dressing the age of 97, right? Jenna is dressing the age of 65. I want to make sure I get your guys' ages correctly. And Jenna, really, you're taking your life in your own hands. When you say the word gladiator around Rusty, be careful, because the next thing you're going to get hit with is lubricant and sweat.
He likes oysters. He likes oysters, right? Where's that clam? I always get them as oysters. He likes oysters, Scott.
Oh, absolutely. Who doesn't? Just say it. Yeah, no.
I
so
prefer
overall,
pie.
I would say that's Rusty. I'm really impressed how much you are starting to dress better now. I'm really impressed. I mean, that day when me, Jim, and James picked you up on the side of the road and you had your underwear on the outside of your pants, I mean, buddy, you've come a long way.
That was his Superman suit.
He just came from a rave. Give him a break.
I've been doing a lot of
I
that.
just came from the doctor's office.
He got all confused.
But the doctor wouldn't give him a second proctology exam, no matter how much he asked for.
He begged. He begged.
Well, no, Jenna, and I do have one question. I noticed you did seem to have quite a strong fascination for old ladies and thongs. So my question to you is, how long do you subscribe to the magazine Grandmas and Thongs, the anthology?
Actually, I just watch pornos called Granny Bangers. I don't really like print.
Yeah, Scott, thanks for bringing that factoid about Jenna. Oh, by the way, we have a minute left, so...
Oh my God. Like, I understand that, before I thought the only thing that shrank my brains was cold water, but the thought of Jenna watching Grandma Dirtiness also... Yeah, big thanks on that, huh?
Again, you're mistaking brain with other parts there, Scott.
You don't know what you're missing out on.
Thanks to you. Now my satchel's in my stomach.
Jenna, ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. We got 30 seconds, Scott.
Yeah, I mean, that's, for the most part, that's pretty much all I have. You guys are all pretty much distasteful and nasty. Mm-hmm. And the fact that I get to be over here in the nice newsroom and away from the smell that you guys create, I'm just so happy. So if I could just stay over here in my little box, my little secure Dick Cheney bunker, I'd be so much happier.
It's called Musk.
I think we can arrange that, Scott. All right, we're at the end of the show. Everybody, great job.
Yay.
Scott, thanks. Later.
Woo!
Later.
Uh-huh.
Hey.
You guys have fun?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I used to work at a video store.